Hi guys, and welcome to another kit review. Okay, so today we're having a look at something fairly modern. It is in actual fact from Tamiya. It is in 1/35 scale. It is a Tamiya's Leopard 2 A6 main battle tank. Okay, now the kit number for this one is 35271. It came out in 2003. Okay, this kit cost me around about $45 Australian. Normal retail price is around the $80 mark, thereabouts, 70 to 80. This kit I picked up cheaper from a private seller. The kit itself is still in plastic bags, has the decals, instructions and everything. The reason why it was sold cheap was because the box has been battered around a bit, that's all. Okay, other than that, this is a brand new kit. And as you can see from the box art, this is not Tamiya's usual white box style. Okay, it has a beautiful rendition of the Leopard 2. Okay, driving on a very dirty road. In the back here you've got the Bundeswehr Wolf. Okay, four-wheel drive. All right, so really nice style. This particular kit, of course, being the A6, has the 120mm gun. It also comes with crew figures, mesh for the rear, vinyl tracks, and it does have some road sign decals as well that you can use for a small diorama or something. Okay, so that's the box art. Really nice. I do actually like that box art. On the sides you'll see top down view of the Leopard, an actual photo of the kit itself showing the turret and the crew figures. On the other side, the usual Tamiya three views, side, front and rear. Okay, this is purely a Bundeswehr Leopard. Okay, it does have markings for, I believe, 4 units. Okay, one of which is the training unit. But apart from that, this is a Tamiya kit, so I don't expect any major surprises as far as difficulty putting it together. Okay, so that's the box. Let's have a look and see what I actually bought. So instructions, we'll have a look at those in a minute. First bag out is the upper hull. Okay, side skirts, gun, crew figure, etc. Next one out is, so these are your mudguard sections, etc. Parts for the turret. Okay, you've got your lower hull with some really nice detail on it. You've got your turret section, which is top and bottom. It also contains the decals inside the turret. You've got your really nice looking vinyl tracks. You have a little accessory bag which has your polycaps, mesh, a piece of cotton thread which is supposed to replicate a cable. Okay, and some clear parts. Yes, this does get clear parts in it. Okay, so that's a really good accessory for a modern tank. As you can see with this one, this is your wheels. Okay, fairly straightforward. And here is your A6 parts. Okay, so the 120mm gun, figures, and some more clear parts. Okay, so literally you can make an A5, I believe, but this is an A6 and that's the way it's going to be built. These are road signs. Okay, so that's what's in the box. In a second we'll have a look at the instructions and the decals and then carry on from there. Okay, so let's have a look at the instructions. So as you can see, just the box art again. You have Japanese history of the Leopard. You also have English, French and German. Really nice detailing here. Unfortunately it's all in Japanese about the various bits and pieces of the A6. Okay, overleaf, of course, you've got your usual color callouts, all Tamiya colors, recommended tools and warnings and cautions. Some of the parts in this kit are meant to move, so as you go through the instructions, make sure you've read them a couple of times just to make sure that you're not gluing something which doesn't need to be glued. And then of course we start off with rear of the tank, just fitting accessories to that. Move on to the wheels, which is drive sprockets and your idler wheels and your road wheels. Okay, then we're just fitting your suspension units, etc. to the lower hull. Note that you do get 2 jigs so that you can get the suspension arms in the correct position. Okay, I'm not sure, I don't think these actually move, so if you wanted to display this model on uneven ground, you would have to use a bit of by eye, basically. Okay, then you just put the idler wheels and the road wheels on. Fairly simple, straightforward. Then we get to the upper hull. Okay, and this is just telling you there's a couple of bits to go inside and be removed from the upper hull. Then you turn it over, okay, and connect it to the lower hull. And this already shows you putting that the tracks are already on, even though that's on the next step. It's entirely up to you when you want to put the tracks on. It depends on how easy it's going to be to paint. I normally leave the tracks until the very last thing and paint those separately, etc. Okay, so you've got accessories going on. Here you have headlights, okay, light stays, mirrors, etc. for the tank. This being a modern tank, it has mirrors, headlights, you name it. Okay, then you've got accessories going on the front. You've got your driver's hatch. Okay, it does say do not glue this. So you do have clear parts for driver's hatch. Okay, then you've got your tools, etc. going on the back hull. Cables, which is that piece of string that I showed you, and we'll have a closer look at that anyway. Then you've got more tools, etc. going on the hull. Any side skirts going on, so you might want to leave that off completely until you put the track and everything on. It's going to be a tricky one to do. Cables. This is the interior of the turret, and as you can see, you do have a clear parts that are going in the periscopes, okay, which you need to cut out of a clear strip. So it does give you measurements here, so that's going to take a little bit of skill and care to do that correctly. Then you have the main gun going together. Fairly simple, straightforward. There is no interior on this tank. You can leave the hatches open, but it's entirely up to you. As you can see, main gun goes between the upper and lower turret. Fairly straightforward. Then you've got all your accessories going on, okay, all your stowage areas, your reels, your bits and pieces going on to the upper turret section. Okay, here you have your, and that there, okay, is the what they call a panorama periscope for the commander. Okay, so all of these, I recommend you read them carefully, because some of them do get clear parts, okay, and some of them do take a little bit more I won't say experience, but a bit more care to put together. Okay, here you have the rear turret basket, and you do get the mesh, and it does give you templates for the mesh. Okay, I believe Tamiya does have a PE set for this mesh that you can use. I think it's the same for the Leopard 2 Ace 5, so I haven't seen one in Australia, but that's something I'll be looking for, because I think PE ones will just be a little bit finer than the plastic mesh. Of course, there you go, you've got your smoke grenade discharges, turret hatches. You can have the hatches open, so that's not a problem if you're going to display the figures. Okay, hatches, smoke discharges on the left hand side, MG3, okay, equivalent to the MG42. And then we get to painting the figures. Okay, standard Bundeswehr camouflage overalls for the crew. Okay, turret goes on. Okay, this is just warnings about when you're attaching the rotating light, which these things have for use in the modern world, so you can see the tanks coming. I don't think they'd be having a rotating light going when they're in battle. Okay, and then this is just your little accessory diorama, which is your signpost with your signs which you get in the decals. And then over leaf you have your painting. Okay, so this is your standard Bundeswehr camouflage painting, and then you have your decal sheets, which is for the Munster Armour School, 2nd Company, 104th Panzer Battalion. Okay, 3rd Company, 403rd Panzer Battalion, and 5th Company, 203rd Panzer Battalion. Okay, and that's it as far as the instructions are concerned. Let's have a look at the decal sheet. So there's your decal sheet, fairly straightforward. Markings, standard markings for modern battle tanks, okay, including number plates. Yes, they do have number plates. These are your signposts, etc. So fairly straightforward, fairly, how shall I put it, basic decal sheets for the Leopard. Okay, I'll give you a close-up of that. Okay, so let's have a look at the sprues, and first off we will have a look at all the smaller parts. The clear parts, the mesh, polycaps, and the cable. Okay, so let's have a look at the cable. We've all seen this before. It is standard cotton string. I have not seen aftermarket cables for the Leopard, but it's something that I'm going to be having a close look at as we proceed. This is the mesh for the turret basket. As I said, Tamiya does do a PE set for those, so that's your choice whether you want to go with these and cut them up carefully with a very sharp pair of scissors, or have a look for the PE set. Polycaps, of course, we've all seen polycaps, necessary for keeping the wheels going around. And the clear parts. Now, Tamiya has provided, and this one I do like, these are your clear goggles for the crew, and these are for your headlights, etc., for the tank. Okay, so I do really like that. And then, unusually, they provided a sheet of this acetone, I think they call it, and these are for your vision slits and periscopes, etc., for the turret and what have you. And this is where you have to be very careful cutting it out. They have pre-cut most of it, but this bit here is a bit you're going to have to slice into measured sections. Okay, they do, I believe, have given you enough and some spare, so you shouldn't have a drama there. Okay, so that's all the, I won't say accessories, but bits and pieces for the tank. Next we'll have a look at the lower hull. Okay, there is a mold point there which will need to be removed, a lower hatch, escape hatch I guess. Okay, nothing else on the lower hull. There is some detail on the sides, but not a great deal. Okay, as you can see, it does have an integral side to the actual tank with an vent, not much in the middle. Okay, so fairly basic, straightforward bottom of the hull. So having had a look at the lower hull, we'll now have a look at the sprue which has the upper hull on it. This is the largest sprue in the kit. Okay. Upper hull, side skirts, another crew figure, okay, back of the tank. This barrel you won't use. This is for the A5, and these are your hatches, etc. for the turret. Okay, so let's have a look at the upper hull. Really nice detail. Okay, these are your tread sections where the crew can walk on without falling off, and they do have a texture to them, which I do like. This bit of course will be removed. Really nice detail on the back of the hull. So this is the first modern battle tank that I've built since I built Tamiya's Leopard 1 back in the 70s. And back then that Leopard 1 was considered a modern battle tank. Okay, big difference, big difference. Really nice detail though, very sharp detail. In a Tamiya kit, there's not much flash, very little cleanup required along the mold lines. I'll give you a look at this figure. Okay, really nice detail on him. Let's have a look at his face. Face is a bit face is a bit bland, but that's okay, we can work with that. Side skirts, so really nice detail, really nice bolt detail on those side skirts. Okay, tools are very sharp, clean. Hatches I do like. So Tamiya quality again, guys. Okay, really nice, easy kit to put together, right? And you can do a lot with this. Once you've painted it up in camo, that's when you get into actually weathering her down. Okay, so that is the upper hull. Let's have a look at the turret. And the turret of course is two pieces. So lower, oops, sorry, not much to see on the lower. There is detail, okay, there are bolt details etc, but you won't see them. You probably won't see that unless the turret's turned sideways, but that's really nice. Upper turret, now there's a lot of accessories and additional plating to go on here, but as you can see, nice bolt detail, nice lines, really nicely done. Okay, this bit of course will come off, but apart from that, that's really nice detail on there. So as I said, there's a lot of accessories and things that need to go on here to build this up into the A6 turret, but that's a really good starting point. Nice crisp detail on that, I do like that. Okay, so that's the turret. Let's have a look at this next sprue. So this is just basically your bits and pieces that go on the turret, your rear stowage bin, okay, hatches for the driver, turret ring, gun mantlet, etc. Okay, really nice detail. So all of the bolt detail is nice and crisp. There's no flash on here. The hook's really good and very nicely done. Okay, so what I like is the fact that here you've got a very small connection to the actual sprue. Some manufacturers, that would be a solid thick connection. Tamiya at least puts its time in and makes sure things like that only have a small connection, so it's easier to take it off. Right, so let's have a look at, and there isn't many sprues in this particular kit. You do have two of these. Okay, so we'll have a look at one. This, of course, is your wheels. All right, your suspension parts. This is your jig to get the suspension parts here all going in the right direction. That's your MG3. Okay, some tools. So let's turn this over. Let's have a look at that first. All right, drive sprocket, nice bolt detail on that. That's the other side, not much to see, but that's a really nice looking MG3. Okay, and of course there are two of these. They are duplicates, which means that you will end up with two MG3s, so one for your spares box. That could come in handy for diorama builders. Okay, it's a really nice detail on that, really nice, crisp, sharp. Okay, that vent there, really nice rear deck vent. I do like that, that's beautiful. Okay, and the last sprue, so there is only 5 sprues in this kit. This is your 120mm gun, okay, specific for this particular A6 kit. These are your signposts and your 2 additional crew. Okay, so you do get 3, so you can have 3 crew on this if you want. These guys are additional for the A6 kit. As you can see, they're 3/4 torsos. Right, faces are quite good, I like that. So specifically, that's it. That is the A6 component of this kit. So yes, you can make an A5 if you want to. And the only other thing I've got to show you is these, which are the tracks. Okay, standard Tamiya vinyl tracks, really nice, nice and molded. And yes, these tracks will actually glue together. You don't have to heat bond them together, so that's really nice. I do like that for the new tracks. Okay, melting the tracks together on the old kits, sometimes it didn't work. Most of the time it did, sometimes it didn't. Okay, and that, guys, is it. That is Tamiya's Leopard 2 A6. As I said, kit number is 35271. Came out in 2003. Still available, very popular, and I do actually like the way this kit will present. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this one. Hope you've got something from it. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for your likes and your subscriptions and your comments. And as usual, guys, until next time, take it easy, stay safe, stay well, and I will see you later.